Light Yagami, a young man with sharp eyes and an even sharper mind, wandered through the aisles of books. The musty smell of aged paper filled the air as he paused before a nondescript black notebook lying on the floor. Curiosity piqued. He picked it up, and the world around him seemed to hold its breath. Suddenly, a figure materialized beside him, a ghastly creature with an aura of darkness and an unsettling grin. The creature, a Shinigami named Ryuk, spoke with a voice like gravel.
"That is the Death Note. Write a name and they will die,"
he explained, watching Light with eyes that held endless amusement. Light sat at his desk, the notebook open before him. The room was silent, except for the ticking of a clock that seemed to echo his racing thoughts. He hesitated, pen in hand, as the weight of the power he held bore down upon him. Yet, the allure of reshaping the world according to his vision of justice was irresistible.
The world could be better,
he mused aloud, his voice barely above a whisper. Ryuk hovered nearby, his laughter a dark melody that filled the room.
"Humans are so interesting,"
he chuckled, leaning back to enjoy the unfolding drama. The news of sudden, inexplicable deaths spread like wildfire, and the world reeled. The police were in a frenzy, desperate to put an end to the chaos. Soichiro Yagami, a seasoned police officer and Light's father, led the investigation with a heavy heart, unaware that the mastermind they sought was his own son.
"We need to find this Justice character before more lives are lost,"
he urged his team, determination etched on his face. The room buzzed with activity, the urgency palpable. Light, feeling the pressure mounting, knew he had to act. He stood in a dim alley, the notebook in his hands, contemplating his next move. But doubt crept in, and for the first time, the weight of his actions pressed heavily on his conscience.
I need to be free of this,
he murmured, deciding to discard the death note. As it slipped from his fingers, a sense of relief washed over him. But the respite was short-lived, for someone else soon picked up where he left off, plunging the world back into turmoil. Light, along with a group of allies, tracked down the new owner of the death note. The confrontation was fierce, emotions running high as they battled for control over the deadly book. In the end, they succeeded, but not without cost. Light lay injured on the ground, exhaustion pulling at him like a tide. Around him, his allies were unconscious, the fight having taken its toll. As Light struggled to stay conscious, Ryuk appeared once more, his grin wider than ever. The Shinigami lifted the notebook, pen poised to write.
"I told you, humans are so interesting,"
he said, almost to himself. Light understood then, in that moment of clarity, that he was never in control. Fate, it seemed, had its own plans. The pen moved across the page with a swift, definitive stroke sealing his fate.